There's a lot of information that we need in the next few months, including the answer to the question of when organizations can reopen their doors. But in the meantime, we do have a couple tips for you. The first is that you shouldn't assume that you need to lower your starting prices. And the reason for this is because it's probably easy to assume that because of the economic hardships that many people in the country are facing, that you need to lower your prices. But chances are that there's a big section of your audience that are willing to pay what they were paying before for your tickets. And keep in mind that these aren't just top price ticket buyers. It's likely that you have a variable pricing strategy in place in which there are lower prices available as well. So if you don't have a variable pricing strategy, this is actually a time to consider that. But the reason that you don't want to lower your prices is because once you lower your prices, it's sending a message to people that your product isn't valued the same way it was before COVID, or that it isn't worth as much as it was before, which isn't necessarily true. And so if you create that perception and then you also have a lower price, it's going to take longer to increase your prices again, and that could end up in a long-term loss of revenue. So that said, we do recommend upon opening having a really strategic discounting strategy. The reason that discounts work is because people perceive the value of your ticket at its full price, and so when they get a fantastic discount on that full price, they feel like they're winning, they're getting away with something, and they buy tickets. It incentivizes them to buy, which might be especially needed in this time when people might be tentative to come back to the theater. Maybe they assume that theater tickets are too expensive for them. So a discount that has a clear message of value will be really important. Discounts can be tricky, however, because if you start offering too many discounts, then people will come to expect the discount and they will value ticket prices at the discounted price instead of at the full price. And so this is why it's really important to have a great segmentation strategy, so you're only giving the discount to people who probably need the discount or to be incentivized to come to the theater, and you need to fence the discounts. So you're only offering discounts for performances and sections of the house where you need a discount to fill those performances. So those are just a couple tips for you, and we will be giving you more tips around pricing in the future. But one thing to leave you with, do consider doing primary research around pricing before you reopen. This will allow you some concrete data as to how people are feeling about going back to theater, what they might be paying. This will give you more information as you price your tickets and as you consider what discounts you want to offer. So in the meantime, stay safe and stay well, and we will see you soon.